at that point, are you apologizing just to appease the masses?
Right.
And I'm against that.
Do you ever regret asking Deepti if she was small enough to hold on your shoulders at a music festival?
I could easily pick Deepti up to be on my shoulders. First of all, she's a small girl. That'd be easy to do. That's not a question I asked only Deepti.
Right.
That was like one of the screening questions I had. Mm-hmm. And I don't regret that. I really don't. I mean, the thing is, I regret saying it on Love is Blind, but I understand how maybe that was not exactly the premise of the show. And I understand. I think that's why that irritated people the most. But I don't think there's anything wrong for saying you prefer somebody smaller. It's okay, take a look at me. I'm like a lanky, thin dude. I'm not jacked. Can you confirm this, Christina?
I can confirm.
Christina confirms, not swole. I'm the anti-swole, okay? And I, as a man, I like being able to pick up my woman. I like that. It makes me feel, it gives me some kind of satisfaction to care for my woman in that way. Mm-hmm. Emily passes out watching movies all the time. She picks the movie and then she passes out. And I'm like, okay, I'm not playing this anymore. I'm picking next time. But then I pick her up, take her into our bedroom and I tuck her in, when she's asleep. And that makes me feel good as a man that I can do that. And I would hate to be in a relationship and I couldn't care for my woman in that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It would make me probably feel like less of a man. Maybe that's a me issue, but maybe, yeah. And also for a woman, maybe you want a bigger, stronger guy. If you're, to the women out there, try being picked up by your man. I think you'll like it. I think most do, right? I want to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. So I'm a man of little tact. And I think this interview is just confirming that. But I have a pure heart. Mm-hmm. I have a pure heart. And that's why I've been okay in my life. Yeah. It's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any regrets about your time on the show? I mean, is there one regret, one thing that you would do over again?
Not really. No regrets. Not even one letter. Because it's my story. Mm-hmm. It's my story and I'm owning my story. And you can even talk to Jessica about this. We spent an hour and a half talking the other day, Jessica Batten from season 1. Mm-hmm. It's how are you going to go and give a public apology for something that in some cases didn't even happen or is viewed so differently than the reality. Yeah. At that point, are you apologizing just to appease the masses?
Right.
And I'm against that personally. I'm against that. So I'm not going to regret something that, if in full context was presented, would have maybe upset some people and made others laugh, but overall would have been relatable. I'm not going to regret something that, was run up by the media, twisted and warped into something that isn't true. Mm-hmm. Even though my counterpart is leaning into that context, into that story. That's a hurtful thing, It's how it really happened, but the media thinks it's a certain way, but it helps you out. So you're leaning into that, even though it's at my expense. I'm all for if they think you did something and you want to be celebrated, great. But if it's at my expense, that's not cool.
What did you think? We spoke to Jessica not too long ago. I don't know if you saw the article, but she did defend you. And I'm sure probably you guys talked about that in your conversation. I mean, what was it like having her support? Because, she kind of was deemed as the villain from her season as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, she's fantastic. Really appreciate her speaking out on my behalf. She's afraid to ever have anything to do with this show again. And I understand why. So am I.
Are you?
Yeah, of course. She she feels for me. And she's in a position where like she did speak out, and that's amazing, but she's afraid to speak out more because she wants to, she wants to move on from this. And she doesn't want like the negativity that surrounds this to affect her anymore. And I understand that. And, I can't wait to like kind of separate myself from this too, because I was hurt by it.